Well, hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Coldborough Park Farm. I'm Grizzly Bear Sims. Thanks for coming back for another episode here on my YouTube channel. So, I will apologize because you probably know by now that I started the Lawfolds map, and that sort of replaced old streams. And I've got my schedule just a little bit, well, maybe out of whack, might be the best description to tell you. And I really don't know. I promise I will get to some kind of more precise release schedule where you could expect Coldborough Park Farm maybe on a Monday and Lawfords on a Tuesday or something like that. But so right now they're just kind of coming out when I can produce them. This is the weekend of the 7th of January, and I am flying out of town on Sunday and back on Tuesday night, and so I'm trying to get a little bit of buffer created for myself so that the release schedule and everything is going to be consistent for you, at least with episodes. They may not be in the right order, or well, they'll be in the right order as far as episode 4, 5, 6, something like that. But things showing up on a Monday that it may eventually be on a Tuesday or whatever. So we got a couple of hired workers working for us today on our farm. We've got several things that we also need to do today, and we need to find out. He is slipping on the pole. Not a problem. We will come down and help him out. He is plowing this field, field number 9, and this is this little John Deere ripper that I showed you on Lawfold's map. And let me just bring this up. Let me stop the driver. Let me get this out of the way. Let me see if I can come back and get this little spot here cleaned up a little bit better. This is like backing a short trailer, unfortunately, and you know how I sort of complain about those. Alright, bring this back up, start it. Nearest waypoint I think is probably the best option. And he is off, or she is off again. I'm not sure if we've got a guy or a gal, but we will sort of cheat and head back up to our JCB fast track instead of walking all the way back up that hill, because I just don't think I've got the energy at my age to be doing that. And we are going to head over here and pick up our tipper. Now we had the we had the seed store deliver us some seed, and we told them to they've got one of those trailers that has a crane on it, and I told them to set that stuff sort of out of the way. Mainly, I wanted them to kind of put it over here next to this next to this shed that really doesn't have any function there. But what did they do? They dropped it right in the middle. But, you know, hey, as we say, oftentimes good help is hard to find, and that is just the nature of the game, I suppose. So we will let her turn around and head back down, and then we'll come alongside and empty, because she is currently at 90% capacity. So and I am running updated versions, or updated versions of both the AI vehicle extension mod, better known as Auto Combine, as well as Courseplay, and these were the latest and greatest as of about Thursday, the 5th of January, I believe. Come on, let me get up alongside her. There we go. And as far as I know, the only troubling issue with Auto Combine or AI Vehicle Extension mod is the fact that it doesn't tend to work with the large New Holland in-game combine. And again, this is as of the 5th of January. You're not going to watch this video until the week of the 9th somewhere. And it is quite possible that that issue or the issues that were affecting its ability to work with that combine will have been corrected and fully addressed by then. So I do say that if you are a fan of that, if you're a fan of that harvester, definitely go keep an eye on that GitHub website, because as I said, on the 5th or so, this was the updated version. And let me just so version 02.00 is the version that was available, like I said, on the 5th of January. It is possible that it's been updated since you will have seen this video, and maybe, just maybe, that it's now working with that New Holland, what is it, the 1090, I think, something like that. So we'll just kind of ride along here and see if it's going to bang right into that pole, which it did. Alright, well, we will drive this guy a little bit up closer to the top of the hill there, and then we will go get in our, I think it's our Massey Ferguson that we have the spikes on. We'll just turn that off and we'll just walk up or run up there and start moving the seed. I think this is seed. Nope, fertilizer. Well, we had seed brought in one day, and then we had fertilizer brought in the next, and so there is our seed there, and because we need to start planting, my friends. We have, well, obviously we have field number 9, the field that is being, as much as I like these seed sacks and fertilizer sacks, it does take me just a little bit to get these things hooked through the rings, but oops. Don't need you, course play. There we go. But I do find them easier to handle than the pallets. And again, because we don't have any seed or fertilizer on this map, all this stuff that you see kind of off to the side, the eye candy stuff, is basically non-functional. But according to what I have been hearing and reading, the updated version of this map of Coldborough Park Farm is currently in testing. BulletBill has released it to his testers, and it is currently in testing, and could be available in a couple of weeks. Of course, it'll have to kind of go back through its testing with Giants and all the mod hub requirements stuff, I suppose. I don't really know what all that entails, but I trust that once it passes BulletBill's test, that it will then be quick to get through the mod hub, because BulletBill is just that thorough, and I know his testers are good, and so so we should have those fixes, and I believe that, if I'm not mistaken, those fixes include the having the seed stacks and stuff be active, the fertilizer tanks that are kind of out next to where we park the combine, those will be active. I'm guessing she's done with harvesting that canola. That's a good thing. But and then I don't know about collisions on the hedges. I think, if I'm not mistaken, what I know about that is that the collisions on the hedges are going to remain off on the mod hub version of this map, but that at one particular point in time, BulletBill had mentioned that he would produce or release a PC only version that might be available through your various mod distribution sites and such, and that PC only version would include collisions on the hedges, the hedgerows and stuff. So if you want collisions on the hedges, and if you're a PC gamer, then you can get that version of that map once it has been released. And I don't know what the ETA of that is compared to the other things that are obviously going on. And I forgot to turn my head tracking on. The thing with, and I can't see anything without it. The thing with Track IR, and I know, like Mike Reefy 1952, he's using a different version of Track IR, or a different head tracker. It's not Track IR. The thing with Track IR is I have to launch. And I don't know why this is the case, but it just is, I suppose. But I have to launch an application, the Track IR application. I have to launch that before I launch FarmSim 17. And if I fail to do that, then basically head tracking doesn't work, even though I've got head tracking turned on in the game itself. So just one of those magic things that you don't know why it does it, but it does it. Okay, so this is the last bag of fertilizer that we've got, so we will just drop that down here, and we will go ahead and pull our tractor away. I did notice an odd issue with these seed bags, and I will just quickly show you and see if maybe you have seen this as well with these bags. Now, you notice that we did not see it with the fertilizer bags, but see how it sort of pull it out where you can see it. See how it glitches out there? It shows shows that blue, sort of that blue line, and that white cloud kind of thing around it. Yeah, so I don't know what's causing that. I'm assuming it's the mod itself. it's the seed bag mod, because again, that behavior did not exist with the fertilizer bags. And so, but they do fine. I mean, they sit there okay. They're a little bit of a challenge, but I tell you what, I accidentally tipped one over. And I don't know about my fans in the UK, Europe side of the world, but we used to have, when I was a child, and I'm 50, so it's been a while ago, but we used to have these little things. I think they were called Weebles, and the little saying was "Weebles wobble, but they won't fall down," and it was just this little toy, these little characters, I suppose, that were kind of like egg-shaped on the bottom, and then they got a little bit more narrow towards the top, and so you could basically, boy, she buried this thing in this. So basically, they were this egg-shaped thing, which obviously they were, heavier on the bottom than they were on the top, and so they essentially would not tip over. You could tap them or whatever, and they would rock back and forth, but they wouldn't topple over. So I sort of figured, well, that it must be this way with these sacks, that maybe, that obviously they're more bottom heavy, and if you were to accidentally bump into them, that it would not, they wouldn't fall over. Well, they will, and when they do fall over, it sort of becomes a bit of a nightmare to get them picked back up and get them right side, get them back on the, get them standing up, because that I found that blue that blue line that I showed you, and along with that white cylindrical base wants to sort of take over, and it just makes it difficult to stand them back up. But I kept working at it, and yeah, finally got it to stand up. So all right, well, we still have lots to do on our farm here. We've got all this late fall, winter crop stuff that was planted on the map before we started playing it, that we need to harvest so that we can get these fields turned around, get them plowed, get them fertilized, and basically get them ready for seed. And we have to get busy and do that, and so obviously we're in the process of getting field number 9 plowed so that we can get that field fertilized and prepped for seed. And I think right now what we're going to do is, for all of these fields that we are harvesting here in the spring, we are basically just going to sit on this fruit until either A, we get a great demand, or B, we need the money. And I guess whichever happens to come first is how we will sort of address that particular problem, I suppose. Yeah, I mean, that's really the only thing I know to do. We don't necessarily need the money. We've got income coming in on our milk, which is probably enough to handle what our needs are for now, as far as what our expenditure and everything is. Obviously, we've got lots of fertilizer, we've got lots of seed. I don't know if that will be all that we will need to get these fields flipped back around for our fall harvest. I don't know. We'll just kind of have to see how that goes. And and see what life holds for us. But I think what we will obviously do next is we're going to get this header out of this field here, and probably go ahead and if I can squeeze through here. Braking is pretty much non-existent, and I don't know why. I need to look at that, because I basically had to just floor it in reverse to get it to slow down. So we will probably start on field number, what is this, field number 7, which is sort of behind us here. And I think I will position the header and everything in that field off camera, and probably go ahead and cut our path around the edge and sort of reach a point to where that we can more easily navigate around that tree, because that tree is going to obviously be a bit of a challenge. Let's just go over here for grins and giggles and take a look at the status of this. So yeah, this is 83%. So no, that's not the darkest stage. So maybe it is maybe, and somebody let me know, because okay, stop and think, Jerry, before you start talking. Okay, is the crop yield affected by the level of growth status? So in other words, there's 3 levels to ready to harvest before it goes to before the crop withers, and I've got plant withering turned off, by the way. So on lawfolds, I was noticing that at this level, this yellow level, it was 66%. Well, I guess what we could do is we could just zoom over there. Okay, so we have zoomed over here. This is not our field, but this one is. And so this one is showing 83%. So let's just kind of come over here and let's take another look at this. And this is showing that orange. Okay, so maybe field 4 was our field. So let's go over here and where is field 4? This is field 4, and it is at 66%. So I think that if you let it go the brightest orange, that is going to give you the best crop yield. That is interesting. That is interesting. I was not aware that was a factor in the game. I was not aware of that. So that is that's kind of interesting. So this field here, which actually doesn't belong to us, is at 83%, and it is in this medium shade orange level here. So let's zoom down here to the corner of that field and field 17, and then we figure out which is field 17, and that's over here as we run through the hedge. So that's 100%, and that is the darkest orange. So will yield be affected by this, or is this just the percentage of the level of the fruit ripenness, if that's a word? If not, I just invented it. And what do we deduce from that? Obviously, you know, I don't think that we want to wait until everything is the dark shade of orange, because that just puts everything, having to do everything in sort of the same game day or the same time frame. It doesn't allow us to allow things to go out. All right, so this guy here is obviously having a problem because he's trying to go across the field here, because he does not realize that there's a tree in the way. I don't know why. Let me lift that up. I don't know why Courseplay can't detect the edge of the field in that in that fashion, but it just can't, so that's not a problem. All right, well, ladies and gentlemen, we are coming up on our 30-minute mark there, and I'm going to say thank you for watching, because this guy's probably going to need me to get him sorted again, because he thinks he's done, and he thinks he's going to be doing his, yeah, so anyway, thanks for watching, folks. I appreciate it, and come back again real soon now. Take care. Bye-bye.